Landform postcards. Landform postcards. Table of contents has every chapter. About landforms. Hi, my name is Annie. This book is about a road trip I took this summer. We drove across the United States. My grandpa is a geologist. He taught me about landforms. Landforms are parts of the Earth's surface, like mountains, valleys, and cliffs. Grandpa thought it would be fun for me to observe landforms around the country. I sent him postcards of what I saw. Awesome, and I noticed that because it's an informational book, there's keywords are bolded. So I know geologist, maybe it's a type of scientist. And the glossary says a geologist is a scientist who studies the solid part of the earth, so the land. A geologist studies the land. All right, let's keep reading. Here are some of the things Grandpa taught me about landforms. Anywhere you go on Earth, you will see landforms. Unless you're reading this book in the middle of the ocean, you can probably find a landform near you. Even in a city, you can find landforms. And this postcard has a label. This picture has lots of different landforms. It has a beach, an island, a peninsula, and some hills. Here, we're about to leave on our trip. That's me in the middle, and my little sister. Grandpa also told me about landforms are made of rock. They can have other things on top, like sand, dirt, or even ice. Some landforms may even be common where you live. Others may only be found far away. Keep reading to find out what landforms I saw on my trip. And there's a map. That's also a text feature of an informational book. This is the route we took around the country. Wow, they traveled far. We're right here in Los Angeles. All right, postcard number 1, all about planes. Dear Grandpa, pretty soon after we left the city, everything looked different. The land was flat all around us for miles. Some people think it was boring, but not me. I knew that even the flat plane is a landform. I remember that landforms are made of rock. I picture rock under the grass. That was neat to think about. Love, Annie. And that's a plane. Very flat landform. We drove across the Great Plains for a long time. Mesas. Mesas are also called plateaus. Dear Grandpa, I learned that mesa means table in Spanish. That makes sense. A mesa is a landform that is flat on the top like a table. Here in the Southwest, the mesas are made of red, orange, and yellow rock. This is what I picture Mars looks like. Love, Annie. Yeah, that kind of does look like Mars. So it's like a mountain that's been cut off at the top. That's a mesa or a plateau. This mesa was made of rock that felt like sandpaper. She made a comparison. This landform, this mesa, felt like sandpaper. Does it really feel like sandpaper? Maybe not, but she does. Maybe she's using it to describe how rough it looks or feels. Canyons. Ooh. Dear Grandpa, the Grand Canyon is so huge I can hardly believe it. The sides are like big tall cliffs made of rock. I could see the river way down at the bottom. It looks small and calm from far away. I can still picture the big river moving fast through the canyon. Love, Annie. So a canyon is special. It is caused by erosion. So it's these big cliffs and holes in the ground. And we know that erosion is caused by what? What do you think in that picture caused the erosion? Yeah, maybe it has something to do with the river. We hiked into the Grand Canyon and saw this beautiful waterfall. Beaches. Dear Grandpa, we finally made it to the coast. The beaches here are so pretty. We walked in the sandy beach. I even went swimming in the ocean. I saw this huge rock with a hole in it. Is that a landform too? Love, Annie. So I observed the beach carefully. It was made of tiny pieces of sand, which we know sand is also really, really tiny rocks. Mountains. You know this one. Dear Grandpa, The Rockies are the biggest mountains I have ever seen. We went hiking. I felt like we were walking uphill forever. Even so, we didn't get near the top of the mountain. There is still snow in the mountains, even though it's summer. I bet there's tons of snow in the winter. Love, Annie. The Rocky Mountains have lots of different shapes. The Peninsulas. Dear Grandpa, I think this picture is so cool because it shows a lot of landforms. It has a rocky beach, it has an island, and some hills. It also shows two peninsulas in the background. We walked all the way out onto the peninsula. I can see the water on both sides of us. I saw this rock sticking out into one of the Great Lakes. I'm going to ask Grandpa if it's a peninsula. And these are the landforms she saw around her road trip. The end.